Very good afternoon. You're watching Free Press Journal. I'm Afrida Rahman Ali. The countdown has indeed begun for India's most politically charged election. 6th and 11th November are the two crucial dates that could define or rather redefine Bihar's power balance and perhaps also to a certain extent reshape politics ahead of 2029 general elections. From Election Commission's credibility to Nitish Kumar's legacy, from BJP's test of dominance to Tejasvi Yadav's shot at revival. Every side has a lot to lose, lots to prove. So let me introduce here to our viewers Ashutosh joining me, senior journalist, political analyst, founder of Satya Hindi. Hello, Ashutosh. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Free Press Journal.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm putting out for our viewers the article that you've written for Free Press Journal, which has prompted this discussion as well, which says 2025 might prove to be a litmus test for many. Let me then begin by asking you, in what way do you feel that this election could be a litmus test? Why do you say so?
See, let's understand that the two very, very important thing has happened in the last few years. First of all, this will be 20 years since Nitish Kumar has become the Chief Minister of Bihar. So there should be very strong anti-incumbency against Nitish Kumar government. And if he wins again, so that will show that the opposition in Bihar has been totally incompetent and doesn't know how to defeat Nitish Kumar and the BJP combination. Second point is this election will be the first election after the SIR. And once the SIR has come in, despite so much of controversies and so much of hangama, people had gone to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has tried to awaken Election Commission. And now there is a list out after SIR. And still, if so, lot of things are going to happen in this election. If BJP NDA wins again, Nitish Kumar wins again, then a lot of questions will be asked again. And if the opposition wins, then a lot of questions will be asked. So, in that sense, can the 20 years of anti-incumbency against Nitish Kumar, can it stop Nitish Kumar coming back to power, or the SIR? Is it going to play a very significant role in this election? So these are the things which is very, very important. And because Rahul Gandhi has talked about the vote chori, gaddi chhod, something like that. So in that sense, this is going to be very, very important.
So each side, Ashutosh, from what I gather, has set the narratives. There is the SIR. There is the vote chori allegation. Now you heard today Tejasvi Yadav talking about government jobs. Nitish Kumar comes up with a 10,000 one-time payment for women voters. So everyone has come up with, this sort of a grandstanding. Do you think it will be also a matter of competing narratives here?
Of course. Because let's understand this. Any political party wins the heart of the people if it seizes the initiative and sets the narrative which connects with the people. In that sense, if you look at, initially, it was Rahul Gandhi and Tejasvi Yadav who started setting the narrative for the Bihar. Rahul Gandhi went on for Vote Adhikar Yatra. So, in a way, he was trying to convey to the Bihar people that the elections in this country are being manipulated, and Election Commission as well as BJP are the ruling NDA is hand in glove in that sense. So they set the narrative and the BJP was reacting, and everybody asking questions. When the questions are asked to Election Commission, why BJP is reacting? Is there something wrong? Is there something, this accusation that elections are being manipulated has some basis, has some reason? Otherwise, why BJP is going out of hand? But if you look at in the last 1 week or so, it is the BJP, it is the NDA, it is the Nitish Kumar who has been able to set a new narrative. This new narrative is around freebies. This new narrative is about, in the name of the welfare measures, like 10,000 rupees will be given to the women, and that money has already has gone into the account of the women of Bihar. Something around 75 lakh women are being targeted. And 75 lakh women are being targeted. That means almost, if a family has got 4 members, so that means multiplied by 4. That means 3 crores voters has already been targeted. Now, this is something which has become a kind of a Brahmastra. This whole Revdi thing was started by during the Madhya Pradesh election, and when everybody thought the BJP is going to lose that election, suddenly BJP got back in power with the
And same in
improved
Maharashtra.
majority. Yeah. Then
The Ladki
Maharashtra and
Behan as well.
Himachal Pradesh and the Maharashtra, sorry, Haryana and
Haryana.
and Maharashtra was followed. And in Maharashtra, everybody knows that then during the parliament election, BJP NDA was badly defeated by India Gathbandhan. But within 6 months of time, when the assembly elections happened, when everybody thought that NDA is going to lose, then suddenly the results awakened everybody, surprised everybody, stunned everybody that how come this is possible in 6 months' time. Maharashtra election has given a totally different verdict. And everybody said it's because of the Ladki Behan Yojana. Now, if the same model is applied over here and the opposition doesn't know how to react, so it's and let's not forget it. Bihar is a very, very poor state. Almost more than $800 per capita income. Which is lowest in India. Among all the states, it is lowest in India. If you compare with Telangana, which has got more than $4,000, in Tamil Nadu, more than 4,000. So 5 times Bihar has got per capita income, which is 5 times less than the developed state in India. And only 4% of the population has got earning of 50,000 per month. So these are the figures. See, in such a
poverty, 10,000 is a very big amount. So
huge
I
number.
wanted to ask, huge amount. I want to ask you, to what extent you feel this skews the fair play, because you were referring to other states as well. Fair play ka jo issue hai, election commission ka jo role hai, somewhere again doubts are being raised about it. Even in this, if you look at it, if a last minute poll SOP is dropped into the picture and that changes the dynamics, is that a fair game, you feel?
I don't think it's a fair game. I call it as a bribing voters. See, if the government, incumbent government in power, if they really think about the welfare of the people, if they really wanted to empower the women of Bihar or women of Madhya Pradesh or the women of Maharashtra or in Haryana, why didn't they start the scheme just after winning elections?
Yes.
Why are you starting
Why
the
just
scheme
ahead
at
of
the last minute? Yeah, at the last minute, 2 months before the elections, 3 months before the elections, and you are ensuring that the money is reaching to the people just at the time when they are going to vote. To vote. And election commission, unfortunately, is keeping its eyes closed. So the purpose of the election commission is that election should be held free and fair election, and also to provide level playing field. By this way, any government, any political party which is in the government always had an upper hand, because they are in a position to disburse the money directly in the accounts of the people. Opposition cannot do anything except making promises. That's why it's a sad story. If TN session had been
because the state after state after state, if this is being used as a tactic, that becomes a very unhealthy precedent, and that subverts the whole essence of democracy, the whole essence of exercising a franchise. But I want to ask you on a personal note in a bit. With BR, people are very smart. I know that. Do you think that they see through this? They see through it that ye last minute ka khel hai. It's not that they intend for our welfare, sirf vote ke liye. Do you think there could be an element of that? Because this time it's the Bihar electorate. They're very different from anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else in India.
I wish that the myth is broken by Bihar. That if you distribute money at the last minute and you think that you can bribe voters and you can get their votes and win elections, if that myth is broken, then the different message will go all across. Then every political party who is trying to bribe voters will think twice, because if they realize that even if after dispersing money or sending money directly into the account of the people and they're not getting votes, then obviously they'll think twice. But unfortunately, Bihar is such in a bad state. As I giving the numbers, on all indicators, on all economic indicators. Just imagine, I'm just giving a one figure. Almost 96% of Bihar, 96% of Bihar population do not have even a vehicle. They do not have even a two-wheeler. 0.11% people have got tractors. So this is that shows the enormity of poverty in Bihar.
But it also means,
Only
Ashutosh, that government after government has failed there, which means that
has done
irrespective
nothing.
of parties, they have only played caste politics, vote bank politics, and not
Yeah.
done anything for the upliftment of people on
See,
the ground.
BJP, NDA, JDU, Nitish Kumar, they are fond of blaming everything for the Lalu Yadav and calling it that it will be return of the Jungle Raj. Now the issue is 20 years is a huge number. That means for the 4 terms you were there as a chief minister. In 20 years, Bihar could have changed dramatically. In 20 years, China changed from a country from nowhere to suddenly became an economic superpower. And in 20 years, Bihar remained the same. And then if you ask them, what did you do? Then their response is, do you think the Jungle Raj should come back? After 20 years, you still want to scare people that if you will not vote for me, then Jungle Raj will come back. Jungle Raj will be a reality. So you are basically trying to scare people. My question is, what the people of Bihar has got? Nothing. And still...
but now Tejasvi Yadav is making big promises of sarkari jobs. I'm quickly playing out that soundbite, Ashutosh. Bear with me. Come to you.
सरकारी नौकरी नहीं है, उन परिवारों को जो है सरकारी नौकरी जो है हमारी सरकार बनने के 20 दिन के भीतर ये अधिनियम बनाया जाएगा और 20 महीने में कोई ऐसा परिवार नहीं बचेगा जहां सरकारी नौकरी ना हो.
So they are trying to shirk off this Jungle Raj image by, making these constructive promises. So what do you think of RJD's chances? Let's go party-wise now. Where does Tejasvi stand in this game?
See, if this Revdi culture is not giving dividend or it's not working, then RJD and the Congress Mahagathbandhan has a very, very serious chance. They can come back to power. Why I'm saying so? Because in 2020, when the last assembly election happened, at that point of time, Tejasvi Yadav wasn't recognized as a leader, and he unemployment suddenly, because he threw the unemployment as an issue, and suddenly people were talking about unemployment. And then the difference between the NDA and Mahagathbandhan was only 0.07% vote share. So if it becomes so close in 2020, in fact, many people, if you talk in Bihar, they'll say that the whole election was manipulated. It was Tejasvi Yadav and his alliance which won the election, but finally, because of some hanky-panky, and they were not allowed.
And that manipulation charge is now also across board, coming in for the Election Commission. In fact, you are writing about it in your article as well. You are in fact saying that this is going to be a test for credibility of the Election Commission. Don't you think even in this whole buzz around how the CCTV camera footage cannot be released, and the evidence that the EC asks for, and then they don't give you access to the evidence, somewhere that credibility has been already hurt, isn't it?
Yes, Election Commission unfortunately has lost whatever credibility it had. It's not only that just because Mr. Ganesh Kumar became the Chief Election Commissioner, so Election Commission has started losing credibility. Even much before him, when the Rajiv Kumar, when he was at the helm of affair, there was many questions, and those questions were never asked, never answered by Election Commission. And now Rahul Gandhi has raised two very pertinent questions. One about how in Karnataka, Mahadevpura, more than 1 lakh new voters were added, and that helped BJP win that particular constituency. And again, he held a press conference, and again he gave example of Karnataka Assembly, where mysteriously 6,000 voters were the attempt was made to delete them. And when Rahul Gandhi raised the issue, when he asked questions that how this is possible, Election Commission admitted that attempt was based to delete these numbers, but they had never agreed for an investigation. Now the issue is, if you're not ready for investigation, then how the people will get to know who were trying to manipulate the whole system, who were trying to add new voters, who were there to delete the voter, and is it because some innocent person were doing these kind of things, or there's a bigger syndicate, or the bigger bigger game plan around it? Election Commission never agreed for any investigation. When Election Commission is not holding an investigation, this leaves a lot of a question mark, and people get very suspicious. So Election Commission credibility is at its lowest at this point of time. If you look at the Supreme Court also, how Election Commission insisted that the Aadhaar card should not be included for no reason, and finally Supreme Court has to tell them you have to add it. They even had gone to the extent of saying that I'm deleting 65 lakhs voter, and I'm not entitled to even tell people that why I'm deleting your names. They're not willing to give reasons. Now, these are the questions which has to be answered, because it is not a matter of Election Commission credibility. It's a question of the credibility of whole electoral process. If electoral process gets comes under suspicion, then obviously the whole the election in India also gets under suspicion, and then the democracy will be doubted. That those who are being elected by the process, they have used manipulation, and election wasn't held in a free and fair manner. So that's what I'm saying. Just after SIR, if this election is happening and the doubt still persists in the minds of the people that elections are being manipulated, and the BJP and anybody who wins the election has not won by fair means, but by manipulation.
Yeah, you are saying that in your article about, even if the BJP wins, will they be able to claim a fair victory? So that could become a question. But I'm going back a bit to the RJD and their chances, because in your piece, you're saying that they have a real chance, provided they fight on certain issues. But also, let's not forget that this time a new player, the Jan Swaraj party, is there. So what kind of role do you think Mr. Prashant Kishore will be playing in this?
See, I have a different take on this. Any political party which is a new political party, and there's no doubt that the Prashant Kishore has created a lot of buzz around himself. But is it a buzz around himself, or is it a buzz around his party? Because finally, it is the party which is going to contest elections. They have raised good issues. They are attacking left, right, and center, NDA and Mahagathbandhan both. They have become a visible political party in that sense. But being a political party who is contesting election for the first time, they have to give confidence to the people that they can win elections. If their impression is that a small political party is contesting for the first time and they are not in a position to win elections, then it is going to be very, very tough for the Prashant Kishore. Because I had seen long back in 2012 in Punjab, when Manpreet Badal, suddenly he left Akali Dal. He formed his own political party. He contested the election. The whole election was that how Manpreet Badal has emerged as a phenomenon, and he is going to define the election. And finally, what happened? Manpreet Badal couldn't get even more than 6% vote share. He lost his own election. So in a way, it's a kind of this will be very interesting to watch that whether Prashant Kishore and his party is in a position to change the dynamics of election in
But who will he hurt more? Will he hurt NDA more, or will he hurt
very difficult. See, frankly speaking, I'm not in a position to guess. He can see a new political party, a new leader which emerges in any state. It's always a guessing game, because nobody exactly knows that whose voters are being are looking at this new political party as a new leader with a lot of hope. It could be a BJP voter which is very unhappy, or it could be the Nitish Kumar supporter, or it could be RJD supporters. So it could be anybody. So unless the results are out, it will be very difficult to find out how Jan Swaraj Party or Prashant Kishore is going to define the elections.
You're writing in this piece also about Nitish Kumar's position, where you specifically talk about the internal pressures. In fact, I think you're saying at some point that this could be the last election for Nitish. After all the flip-flops that we know of, how he kept changing sides, what exactly do you think is the stakes for Nitish Kumar?
See, unfortunately, a government employee has to retire at the age of 60 or 58. Or in universities, the professor retired at the age of 65. And it is thought that the new ideas and the new leadership should join. But in politics, there is no retirement age. Nitish Kumar is somewhere around 75. So even if he wins elections, will he be again a contender in 5 years down the line? Nitish Kumar, it's not the Nitish Kumar we all know. He was a good leader. He came to Bihar as a chief minister as a hope, because a lot large number of the population are very unhappy with the Lalu Prasad Yadav and the Rabdi Yadav's party. But in the last 20 years, except the first 5 years, 2005 to 2010, when his government did some good work, he has been a great disappointment in that sense. And a leader who people thought that he could be a national hero, who could be a national alternative to the BJP and others, now he looks very frail. He looks very, he's not in his elements. And that's why there's a lot of rumors circulating in the Bihar and otherwise, that he has become the prisoner of his own coterie. And there are a few other people, invisible hands, who are trying to control him. These are not good signs. There's also rumor that he's not he's not in good health. Even his people are also questioning about his mental conditions. So if somebody who's a chief minister, whose health is a big issue, whose mental condition is a big issue, now if he comes back to power again, then that shows that the basic dynamics of elections is not working. The basic dynamics of elections should be something around the unemployment, about the daily requirements of the people. Okay, what is the level of education? What is the level of unemployment? What is the level of price rise? And if elections are not held on those grounds, so the leader is not made accountable on those grounds, but people are electing their leaders on some other ground, like on the caste and religion. So that shows the poverty of whole electoral process in that sense.
I want to ask you, we are looking at the major differentiators. If you look at it, we just discussed the Jan Swaraj, which is a new element, and we don't know, we don't have a precedent to go by, as you said. Then we have this whole focus on spotlight on the schemes for women, which you are saying is a big amount. Then we just also spoke about the SIR exercise. Now, so many deletions that have happened, the entire size of the electorate has changed. Out of these three, is there anything else you feel that could be a wild card and differentiator for this year? In fact, saying that there could be something that could upend all assumptions. What could that be?
See, I think the two things can impact this election. One is the rising popularity of Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi has caught the imagination of the people in the last few months. If you look at, he is setting agenda, he is raising issues, and he has shown a lot of willingness to fight and take Narendra Modi head on the issue of voter manipulation. It has caught the imagination of the people. People have got really worried about that. Is election being manipulated? Because there are lots of doubt and lots of suspicions. The second thing is this whole issue of throwing shoe at the Chief Justice of India. It's not about just throwing a shoe at the Chief Justice of India. It has become a Dalit versus the upper caste fight. That this is the second time when a Dalit has become Dalit became the Chief Justice of India, and the accusation is that there's a section of the society, section of the population can't digest the fact that Dalit can be the Chief Justice of India, and this whole exercise has become an exercise of how you are trying to insult a Dalit, the Chief Justice of India. And there are people out on the street. One is trying to justify because in the name of Sanatan, and they are accusing the Chief Justice of India that how he has insulted Sanatan, and that's why he deserves to be what has been done. And there are other people who are saying that this is being done, the shoe has been thrown because he is a Dalit. And so this whole debate, Rahul's emergence as a big leader, and this Ambedkarite versus the Prakash battle. If this impacts election, then there's a large section of people, almost around 18 to 20% people who belongs to Dalit community, and if they are made to realize and they are made to think that how the politics of Sanatan and how the politics of Hindutva is not in their favor, then it could be a game changer in that sense. But again, it has to be seen how it pans out in coming days and weeks.
Right. Ashutosh, thank you so much for joining us. Pleasure talking to you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.